We're gacking right on this thing. All right, y'all. We back at it. Go ahead, give it to him.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. It is your humble host, Tony D, and then myself, Brian, from Georgia and Texas. We're the Southern Boys. Not
Hey,
in a negative way. Not in a
hey,
negative
yo.
way. Calm down.
Go ahead and run with it, cause I'm gonna throw this out there while you're doing that.
But basically, it's been going on for a few days. What's up, Rehab? It's been going on for a few days now, but apparently, like the Senate hearing in regards to the COVID-19 vaccine, how there's more negatives than positives. A lot of it said that we were pretty much lied to. Um, and at the same time,
You know what?
hey,
Let me
what's
give
good,
you your
Smoke?
intro. No, damn. I'm gonna give you your intro. Everything you said, they justified. Stop being shy and go for it. I give you a whole lot of hell. I give you a whole lot of criticism. Everything you said is justified. Rehab was good. Smoke. What is up? What is up, Smoke? Go ahead, man. You need to. No, don't even play. Don't even
So
play
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Don't
I
play
mean,
nice.
what I was
You
okay,
right.
okay, yeah,
Yeah, I stand what you said. Go.
yeah. So like I said, follow what you know, stick to what you know. Just because I didn't like the whole proverbial get the vaccine or you lose your job. I was totally against that. Um, And then on top of that, it's just all the possible like, why is it that you could get a second opinion on something else involving your health, but yet when it came to the vaccine, you could not? That was like a little wake. That should have been like the wake up call right there.
All right, he's
And
still
then
being nice. I'll tell y'all something. He's still being nice. I'm cutting you off on purpose. I'm tired of this shit.
go ahead, go.
Everything he was saying back in 2021, they verifying right now at a congressional level. This is no cap. He was against masks. I've seen all the videos and everybody said the mask was wrong. They asked dude today. It was a congressional hearing. It was what was the channel?
It was on the channel I got it from was the Economic Times on YouTube.
Economic Times on YouTube. Y'all check that out. I see you, Smoke Man. Hey, you already know what it is, bro. Everything Brian was saying, they verified and justified, straight up. So he deserves his credit. He deserves respect. And from a bunch of you, you know what? This is mine. I'll go ahead and say it. A bunch of you motherfuckers owe him an apology. I'll be straight up. I didn't necessarily disagree with what he was saying. I was asking him where he came from. And anybody who don't believe me, take your ass back to Haps because it's on YouTube. Some of y'all is on Twitter. Some of y'all is on Facebook. A bunch of y'all on Twitch would have said that it's over there too. Everything Brown was saying, they confirmed. And it's 4 years later. He was in the right. I let the Department of Health know that you can't stay in rehab. But I'm just saying, the the basis of the video was the vaccine was, let me find the title. Hold on.
Yeah, it had more side effects. It had more negative effects than
Yeah,
positive
the side
effects.
effects of the vaccine were worse than what they anticipated, which, okay, fine. You know what? I'm about to do my rant.
And
Fuck it.
and and then also too, like
I'm
how I was raised how I was raised at hell about it was like when I said they're always talking about like the second dose and then a booster and then 3 months another booster. I'm like, if you got to
Side
take
effects
constant
of the
boost,
vaccine were more detrimental than they anticipated.
yeah,
That's pretty much medical practice. We understand that. I could tell you from personal testimony and personal eyewitnessing, it was a difference between being vaccinated and catching the virus. God forbid if you had both and you went through symptoms of both. For those of you who didn't, y'all can't relate. You need to talk to some people who went through it. Whether they brush it off or not, ask them what honestly happened, what they honestly felt, whether they worried about it or not. Then you'll get some fucking answers. Sorry, go ahead, bro.
yeah, and then also too, like a lot of doctors got suspended, got their license suspended and lost and got suspended from the hospitals that they worked at because they were suggesting alternatives other than the vaccine.
This is a fact.
Yeah,
Because you went against, like you said, you went against the norm, you went against the standard, you went against Big Pharma, which was the stereotype back then. Now, for everybody out there who swears them down, we got to watch our words here, we got to watch our words there. I'm not saying nothing that they didn't say on the news. I'm not going against them. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. This is what's happening. And I say it like that on purpose because you used to have to be careful with saying specific words during that time based on what it would trigger or what it would cost. Right now, we don't have to worry about it as much. I've elaborated on it since its inception. People are tired of me talking about it, but y'all better pay some motherfucking attention because you probably got somebody going through it. You don't even realize. You probably didn't even care. Now you don't understand what's going on. And then we told you in the first damn place, so now it's on you. Go ahead,
Agreed. Yeah. So question everything.
motherfuckers.
Just question everything. And it's what I kept saying. Like how many times have I said it? Like, do your damn homework, do your damn research.
I got hit. Wait, wait. You know, let me let you finish because I gotta stop cutting you off. Go, 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 go.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, do your own homework, make think for yourself, critical thinking, think for yourself. If other people got a problem with it, that's their problem, not a you problem. Because if it makes sense to you, then you go with it. You have the floor, sir.
Trying to behave.
I know.
Really trying to behave. I hate the phrase "do your research, do your homework" because nobody tells you where to look. It was very simple. The news would tell you National Institute of Health. The news would tell you John Hopkins. The news would tell you CDC. I was also on WebMD. I was looking all that crap up. And I'm gonna go ahead and say this, whether you like the man or not. When the president at the time, which was Donald Trump, would say things and do his press conferences, I was Googling as he was talking. I
Hmm.
had the time to do it, so I was doing it back then. If you wasn't paying attention, then you didn't know what to look for. Stop looking for shit afterwards and look for it as they talk to you about it because he was dropping clues the whole damn time. He never, that I remember, made people go get vaccinated. His
Mm-mm.
biggest emphasis was hydroxychloroquine and erythromycin. And they also emphasized social distancing. As much as people want to give Fauci help, Fauci always said social distancing. Always. Even with the vaccinations, he would always emphasize social distancing, washing your hands, which is personal hygiene. These are facts.
And that was
Go
and that
pull
was the
back
same
up
thing.
2020, 2021, go pull all that shit up. Since y'all
Yeah,
like to look into everything from the past, I'm telling you what they did. Y'all don't even go.
swine flu, bird flu. What was the other one? Like, yeah, swine flu, bird flu. Wash your
Swine flu,
hands.
bird flu,
Yeah, anything flu, Spanish flu.
MRSA,
Yeah, but any type of flu, they always said just
H1N1, all of them.
wash it. Like, treat it as a normal flu because that's what we know, that's what we stuck to, and you're not gonna freak out. But they made everybody freak out.
They made everybody freak out because they wanted folks to freak out.
Yeah.
I don't think people paid attention to their very first Sherlock Holmes movie because they've been doing it ever since. And they was doing it before. I just didn't realize it.
Hmm.
When that man said, "I'm going to use fear as a weapon,"
Yeah. Controlled chaos.
Theraflu- yeah, you ain't really smoke. Theraflu did work. So did Vicks vapor rub, clear sinuses. I'm always the biggest one personally myself. I always have people clear sinus.
Filipinos and Hispanics, get the Vicks Vapor Rub.
Oh, it wasn't
Cure
just y'all. That was a
everything.
hood thing. That was a hood thing. Don't be fooled. That was a hood thing. Vicks vapor rub cleared you out. My mom used to put it on me when I was younger. But I
Shit,
always
man. My
emphasize
mom
those
made me
things.
drink nothing but
Your nasal cavity kept so much to where you couldn't breathe. And if you breathe something that was up there, it was going in your system. Clear your nasal cavity. I did harp on that a lot. I don't hear that emphasized enough as far as something to do to help and protect yourself.
yeah.
That'll be my soapbox moment when I say that stuff. Clear your sinuses. Do any and everything you can to clear your fucking sinuses because your airway and the virus is airborne and highly contagious. Come on, people, think, goddamn.
And then also too, like when everybody was all sheltered and everybody's freaking out, you know how they kept saying more and more people are dying. It's like everybody's looking up that Alonzo Bodden skit, that little comedy segment that Alonzo Bodden did, where it's called "Fear of Diseases." Who's paying attention?
Mm,
Right
I like
there.
it. It's a hell of a title.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah. His whole comedy bit is called "Who's Paying Attention," but the segment is called "Fear of Diseases." He's
George
like,
Carlin destroyed diseases way back in
mhm,
the day. And he told me people need to get sick so your immune system knows how to work. I agreed with him. However, mucus is not good for your body. Absolutely. So you got to clear the mucus out of your body. I got that from Dr. Sabi. He
mhm.
said, I'm not a doctor, I'm a plumber. If you got mucus, get rid of it. Mucus is your body's way of fighting infection and discharging it. So if you got backed up mucus, that's your damn problem. Go ahead. See, I'm on the road. Boy, you about to get me started. Why you get
Yeah,
me up here so late? I got work in the morning. Hurry up, man. Shit.
I gotta work in the morning too.
You ain't acting like it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like drinking teas, simple, vegetables. I mean, going outside. I mean, going outside to help you build your immune system, keeping us like confined in the house is more detrimental.
Speak on that because you did emphasize that back in there. Please speak on that.
Yeah, I mean, because let me think about it. You had to get what, and then like why? The case in point, the biggest case in point
Go.
was why is it that people in third world countries have less COVID rates than we in the big mass population?
I
Third
want to say
world
a lot of
country,
them outside
but
in the
where?
sunlight.
Huh?
I want to say a lot of them were outside in the sunlight more than we were.
Exactly. With less technology, less resources, but yet had the lowest COVID rates. The lowest.
I don't know about that. I'll question the numbers on anybody, honestly, because a lot of people weren't testing. A lot of people weren't going in when they were testing positive. So I got to question those numbers.
But I think
Even with
also,
that video you showed me today, they were talking about how states didn't know who was vaccinated, who was testing positive, and they couldn't get the accurate information. A lot of people were testing positive that didn't get tested. Well, a lot of people were positive and they didn't get tested or at least get documented.
and then with the deaths, it's like what with COVID or from COVID?
Yeah, that was a great question because that was happening and we know it was happening.
Yeah, because
Now,
that was a medical that was like a medical coding and billing because that's how they draw out the insurance. That's how they draw out the money. Is the
now let's
proper
look
wording.
into that.
So
Let's divulge into that for a minute, if you don't mind.
yeah, go ahead.
There were 33 pre-existing conditions that I remember that made you susceptible to COVID. If you had any one of those conditions, they could put COVID down as a cause of your death. Do you think that's wrong or no?
It needs to be really further in detail because you got to have the specifics.
I
It's
agree.
it's it's pretty much like the like an autopsy report. You got to
I
be
agree.
very detailed and thorough of what you did and what you found.
I agree.
That
Now,
yeah.
I'm not necessarily against them diagnosing you for that as a cause, but when people want to know what really and actually happened, that's where the skepticism came in.
Hmm.
A heart attack isn't necessarily COVID. A motorcycle accident isn't necessarily COVID. A car accident isn't necessarily COVID. A seizure isn't necessarily COVID. However, if you had a pre-existing condition that was activated by the virus, would you disagree or agree with the diagnosis? Would be my question to you as somebody who has a medical background.
Yeah, that's a little bit tricky. So
Very tricky. That's why I asked you specifically, being
it's
that you've
very
seen
tricky.
it more in detail than I have.
Yeah, it's very tricky because like it's you have to get really clinical on that, and that's like as far as like my clinical level of expertise, not it's not as it's way low on the totem pole versus guys that are virologists, guys
Mhm,
that are EDOs, and all the internal medicine, external medicine, emergency medicine.
mhm.
They would have and virologists. They would have more of a say than I would. I could just say like, you know,
I agree with
you
the
you
virologist
you
because they
could
were
look
emphasizing virologist during the whole time. Yes, I agree with that.
yeah, so you could look at it and kind of somewhat get an idea of maybe, but you don't have the like because you don't I don't have the clinical backing that the make it like yeah.
All righty, let's go ahead and be some assholes real quick.
Go ahead.
All of us who went to school, who did any type of lab, chemistry, oceanography, biology, whatever, you know how to look under shit under a microscope, correct?
Yeah,
Can you tell when a cell has been infected and when it mutates and all that good shit?
yeah.
Why was it so hard to diagnose somebody with COVID and not? I'll go basic science. We used to look under a microscope at shit
You
and
just
see if something was wrong or not. I
yeah.
really had a hard time listening to people talk about they don't know if this is this, they don't know if this is that. When we did that shit in high school, junior high for others,
Mhm.
I kind of call a little bit of BS on that. Mind you, I don't carry the profession. I'm not certified. I didn't take under classes, but we did that shit in high school. You know when
Yeah.
cells were different. Hell, they show you in
And
the
then
movies.
and also too, it's like they keep expressing trust the science, but yet you don't trust biology.
Big Juice was good. We have no problem trusting the science. The problem we have with what was going on with the pandemic was the science was practicing and acting in haste at the time.
Yeah. And
A
then
lot of people wanted to rely on medical professionals, which I did not disrespect. But
no,
the problem we had was the medical professionals weren't even sure if they should be doing things properly because they didn't have enough information to properly diagnose you.
right. And
You
then
and I
and
got
then
in a lot of hell for that back in the day.
yeah, and then that was what led up to that one chat that I had with Blaze. It was misinformation. What is the truth? So with all this misinformation, disinformation, then who's valid? Who has more credibility to say this is the actual publication and this is not?
None of them did.
So
Now, I will listen to a lot of doctors when the pandemic started every day. As much as people got a problem with the news, I'm sorry. They had people up there giving you their professional opinion, their legal professional opinion, but they were also emphasizing where they got the information from. Sanjay Gupta was a beast back then. He wasn't the only one either. They all gave a different aspect, which I would check into and listen to a lot of. It really did come down to watch who you're breathing around because either you may give it or receive it and won't even know it. Maintain your hygiene. And
uh,
now we're gonna dig our rabbit hole real quick. I listened to a lot of Reza Islam back then. He told a lot of people what to do properly, and he also emphasized 70% of your immune system is in your digestive tract. If you are 100% healthy, you can fight off the COVID-19 virus and not go through nothing. I really don't think a lot of people in the country are 100% healthy.
no,
I wait for all that debate every day because this country is known for obesity, and obesity was one of the pre-existing conditions that made you susceptible to COVID
yeah.
19.
So yeah, except for well, and then on top of that, you got the professional. Then you got these athletes, you know, catching it as well.
Mm-hmm. Athletes were caught in it, catching it, but hell, they was around each other and they were sweating. Pores was open.
Yeah,
You kicking out or receiving, don't even know. Once again, I'm airborne, highly contagious.
yeah. It's mainly airborne. Yeah,
I went with airborne and highly contagious off the rip.
yeah.
Able to be projected up to 18 feet and can survive 28 days without a host.
Because even if I didn't touch anybody, it's like like I said, I still caught it. And the thing about it was like whoever I was around, I made sure I kept my distance, but still, I still caught it. So it's
Pay
not.
attention because you can breathe it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I kept my distance, and still I caught it.
Oh, we had
But
it. Go ahead.
but I didn't get the wrecking ball effect like everybody else.
No, you didn't because everybody was going to have different types of symptoms. They said that day one too. No two
Mhm.
people were going to go through the same thing.
Yeah, I
So it
was
was in
still
the best
I was
interest
still
to number one, get
functional.
tested. Number two, have it documented.
Yeah, I was still functional. I didn't have no body weakness, no body sweats. I had a regular body temperature. I mean, cause like every day, oh, did I? Every day.
Mhm.
So
Anybody who's on Twitter, if I don't see your comments, I apologize. They don't come up on here, and I don't see them over there on my phone. I'm checking over there. I want to thank everybody for coming through on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. I appreciate each and everybody up in here. Ways of passing COVID. People need to go and look into that list of pre-existing conditions. It was about 33 that I remember. Obesity was one of them. High blood pressure was one of them.
cardiac issues,
Myocarditis came afterwards, but they did say
respiratory.
heart issues, respiratory. Autoimmune disorders was another list within itself. That was another 33 inside of the 33. And once you realize how many um, diagnoses classify as autoimmune disorders, you got to realize how big this shit was,
Yeah.
how much of a problem it was going to be. Um, Damn it. Oh, I was reading that list the other day. Now, obesity, high blood pressure,
Respiratory.
conjunctivitis was a symptom. Pink eye, for those of you who don't know what the hell that is.
Oh, and if you had diarrhea,
I didn't hear diarrhea.
yeah,
I didn't hear that.
like yeah, one of the signs like they had COVID was like other than the tasting and the smelling, but uh, mad diarrhea,
That's your body taking out the infection. Okay, cool. There was also an issue in New York, a smoke, if you hear, you may remember this.
monkeypox.
About a year or two ago, there was an issue of COVID in the sewage in New York.
Yeah.
That was a story. Y'all check that out. I remember telling Brian back in the end of 2021 when the animals had it. He didn't know about that. And I remember you Googled it because I remember I told you a story where I saw that the deer was catching it.
Yeah.
They also had a lion or a tiger at the zoo. People's pets were catching COVID. Y'all got to realize this shit was crazy. And then it's mutating exponentially.
Yeah. Then you had like all the variants, but then pretty much when the Omicron came out and how it had the least effects, that's when everybody was like, man, whatever.
The
And that's
least,
what. Yeah, the Omicron,
you
it
know,
had the least. Yeah, yeah, that's what
I
that
saw different. So we had
that doctor that was on the what did I send?
Delta and Omicron were the most lethal variants that I remembered. And I say lethal as far as the most dangerous, the most deadly, the worst symptoms, because the rest just had regular common symptoms. But with those two variants, your symptoms were a bit more severe.
No, Dr. Rogers, how he said like it said the Omicron had the least effect. That's how they declared the pandemic over.
Trash, quite frankly.
Yeah,
Maybe because the death rate wasn't high, but people were still dying.
yeah, but I mean, but how it had like the least symptoms and least effect on everything. That's when they declared the pandemic over.
Maybe because the herd immunity had picked up.
Oh, which they were totally against. There's no such thing as herd immunity
Then why they talk about it so much back then, right?
because it was a
They was
debate.
all, they was all over it.
Yeah.
List of was good. All right, I'm off of that soapbox.
All right. But other than that,
Oh no, I'm not. Sorry.
hmm?
Give me this one, please.
Go ahead.
A lot of people remain celibate once the pandemic started. I didn't knock them because people did not realize it. I'll go ahead and say it. Two of the ways that you could have passed the virus was through ejaculation and flatulation. So creep if you want to. You're going to give it to somebody. You're going to catch it for somebody. Now the one of y'all going to know no better. And then one of y'all dead and don't nobody know why. Because all sex ain't protected sex. Fuck what you heard. I'll wait. I'll wait. From the pimps, players, dogs, hoes, sluts, freaks, tramps, all you skanks, winches, and everybody. I'll wait.
Skeet, skeet.
All sex ain't protected sex.
Skeet, skeet.
You got me fucked up.
To the windows, to the walls.
You better not let this foot drop on you from their balls.
Growls.
Players. Y'all
Yeah.
might want to look up some of those pre-existing conditions from back in 2020. That was a list that was out there. You might want to see what your health is. You may want to check for any diagnosis that you may have underlying that you not pay attention to or realize. Then you're halfway figure out what the hell's been going on with you and what's wrong with you that you don't even know about because you wasn't worried about it. Okay, now I'm shut up. What else you got?
Other than
I'll
that,
get on your ass about COVID. That's
yeah, I know. Other than that, still negotiations are going on in regards to the shutdown. Hakeem Jeffries was talking with Stephen A. Smith earlier or yesterday, last night,
Mhm.
and pretty much he was like saying like, yeah, they are getting close to reaching an agreement, but still, they're still trying to push the 1.5 trillion, but Republicans are just like, no, they want
because
to have
they don't want to take out the health care for the those seeking asylum. And
yeah,
I don't want to say immigrants because it's just so damn disrespectful.
yeah,
Those
uh,
seeking asylum is what I'm gonna go with from now on.
yeah. Now, I mean, yeah, like I said, like if they're already like, you know what, I'm gonna dial it back. Everything what Hillary Clinton said in 2008, I agreed with her 100%. What she said, for those that are undocumented, but if you're working, you pay a higher fine. If you're working and contributing, yeah, it's I said
Yeah,
that to you.
fine.
Yeah, I said that to you. It was her
You
immigration
know how
space.
much shit you send me every day?
I know, but I tagged you in it. I said,
Do
hey,
you know how much stuff you send me every day?
yes, I know, but I
Have you
said
talked about Windows 10 support I have not. I didn't know anything about that list about me, bro.
That's a TED section there. We're trying to get Ted wherever Ted is.
Yeah, wherever Ted is.
Yeah, anything technology, anything tech or anything software related, that's all Ted.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's the Jedi Knight in that field.
Yes, he is.
Um, but but yeah, so no, but yeah, it was Hillary Clinton's speech in 2008 when she was campaigning against Barack Obama. But
Hmm.
she said that, yeah, if you're for the ones that are undocumented or that are working illegally and all that other stuff, but if they're working, they have to pay a higher tax, have to pay a fine,
Why?
but they'll get them to because they're working there illegal. But she sees if they're trying to start a new life and everything, she could put them in the due process of working towards a green card. You could get the so
So let me ask this question based on what you saw because I did not see it, or nor do I remember it.
hang on, I'll play the audio.
You ain't
I'll
got to play the just break it down.
I'll find it. Hang on.
My kicker is why would they have to pay a higher fine if they're working towards citizenship, which is what they're doing in the first place? You see what I'm saying?
Hang on. Oh, here it is.
So I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone. If they've been working and are law abiding, we should say, here are the conditions for you staying. You have to pay a stiff fine because you came here illegally. You have to pay back taxes, and you have to try to learn English, and you have to wait in line.
Okay.
That was 2008.
Learn English, I don't have a problem with. Working and not being a problem, I don't have a problem with. If you got a crime, you're in trouble. I can't say nothing about that. But why, when they are in line or trying to get in line, would we find them? Most of the people who come to this country seeking asylum do try to get registered, do try to get in line, but they also got
I
to
mean,
do something to
I mean,
get
yeah,
themselves
yeah. Like go through the
sitting
go
for
through
so
the
long.
process.
But if they're sitting there for so long, getting in line, standing in line, you want to find them and they already ain't got no money.
Yeah.
Do you hear that? All these people coming over here, we got a overwhelming number of people coming into this country. This goes without saying. We know what the delay is. Why would you find them?
Yeah, that is a good point. That is a good question.
That's my whole point. That's like you trying to get a job, you unemployed,
It's
but they're
like I
going to
got
find you. They're going to
it's
find you while you waiting to get in.
so yeah, it's a pay to play.
You ain't even playing.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, in a
You
sense,
paying
it's
to
like
wait.
I know, but that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's like you got to pay in order to be a part of the society and everything. You got to pay to play.
But you paying to wait.
I know.
Say you was looking for a job and you homeless
Yeah,
and you ain't got nowhere to stay, but they charging you and fining you. Where's the justice in that?
there is no justice.
That's my point. You know they came over here broke. You know they ain't got nothing. They barely got the
So
clothes on
so
their back.
yeah, so my suggestion is like let our taxpayer dollars go to like a Star of Hope for those that want
Said
to.
that the other night. Yes, they got
Yeah,
shelters.
yeah,
So, in
have
all
them.
honesty, we got shelters, but the shelters are overwhelmed not only with them but with our own citizens.
That is true.
Come on now,
I
not
know.
saying you,
So
but
uh,
it,
so
most of the
yeah,
time,
so yeah,
come
so
on.
we gotta like all these little abandoned hotels, remodel them, revamp them, and have them as
Who's
shelters
going to
for.
do it? Because people don't even want to do that work no more. Next,
But I mean, if you have to, but if people need work and you need a place to live, I mean, it's work.
who's
Get the
going to do it is
construction.
the question.
Yeah, that's the question.
These are the things that I be talking about when I got a problem with how they say shit, and people don't worry about it until it hits them. If it was you, you was trying to get everybody in here has tried to look for a job at some point.
Mhm.
Imagine you're unemployed, but they still finding you while
Oh
you're
yeah,
looking.
yeah, I'd
That
be
don't
pissed.
sound right.
Yeah,
That don't sound right at all to me. I'm somewhat against that part. I don't want to see nobody get fined or taxed. Number one, it's not contributed. Number two, that's not a problem. If you want to help and you want to contribute and be a part of, great. We want you here. We want everybody here who's willing to work.
Yeah.
Did I miss one of my campaigns? 7, 8. Yeah, I got 10 people. Where my campaign at? Hold on.
What?
Get an advertisement. Hell yeah. Give me an advertisement. That's what you do with Rumble. I learned this from Rich. You get a certain number of people, then you can mess around and throw up a campaign. That helps the app out and it helps you get some numbers. Shout out to Rumble.
Gotcha.
Man, Rich. Where's my banner at? There it is. Linktree Tony D. Original. Y'all follow me. YouTube, Rumble, Miss Cloud,
X.
/2, Twitch, holla at your boy, TikTok, all that. Holla at your boy. Word of Bon Jovi. All right. Where was we? I'm looking for these campaigns. The Israel Hamas deal. Today I saw that Israel has agreed that there is a deal. Now, last time the president said that there was a deal, Israel said no, there isn't, because that was Israel and Iran. This time they have a news report. Israel agrees. I'm going to be skeptical because it was said once before and it wasn't true. Now we got the news saying that it is true, but we don't have nobody from over there saying that it's true. I'm going to be skeptical.
And that's a fair rational point because it'll cool down, but then temperature will go back up again, and here we are all over again, like 5 years later. Oh wait, what the hell?
That's a heated issue over there.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to toy with it. I'm not going to play with it. That's a very heated issue
Most
over
abandoned
there.
motels and malls are being bought by churches as civic groups for their functions. Yeah.
They're also being used for the homeless and for veterans, homeless veterans. I do know of that happening. I have seen it in more than one area.
And I think also too, they're going to be having more. I think I got to double check, but I think it was rumored in talks of like having more man camps to help shelter for like those man camps. Oh, basically, so when I was in the oil field, basically is where we stayed at. It was like a house, like kind of like housing in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's like
housing for the job.
Yeah, but you're sharing a room, and it has a shower, it has a bathroom in there, but it has like two beds per room. You're sharing a room, but however, though, there's a cafeteria where everybody eats at. There's little offices where there's a game room and all that, but mainly having like shelters for people to stay in. So if you have a family, move your family there. Yeah, that's where we stayed at in the oil field. We stayed at man camps. The food was good. I mean, the food was good, and then we had TV. We had TVs in the room, microwaves in the room, little small refrigerators in the room. It was cool.
Shout out to people getting jobs. Shout out to jobs taking care of their folks on the job. Shout out to everybody who rather have their own place than share something with somewhere else because we get too old for that shit after a while. Some of y'all got habits worse than mine, and I got some habits. I snore, and I'm gassy.
Let me see. Hang on. Let me see.
Take your time. I'm checking my campaigns and ads and all that good stuff. I got 8 over there on X/Twitter. Somebody give me 2 or 3 more, please. I know a bunch of y'all up in here. Everybody tell me to put me. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there. A lot of people tell me to share my link. Let them know when I'm on. I'm on and I'm up here. Where y'all at? Where y'all at, doggone it? Where y'all at? What else we got going on? It's coming up on the NFL.
Yeah.
Right now, the Eagles and the Giants are playing. What's the score in that game?
Yeah, see, like, well, this one I came across is like mancamphouses.com, and they got one.
Man Camp is crazy. Let me just go ahead and stop because you're killing me. Man Camp is crazy.
Yeah, but like, I mean, it's just pretty much like a dorm room. I mean, there's like one right here, 8 by 20 change house shower trailer portable restrooms, $20,000. And then there's one, it's a 28 by 48 hunting cabin mobile home, $35,000. So I mean, yeah, it's a sleep. Yeah, it's a bath sleeper. Has like rooms available.
27-17 Giants, fourth quarter, 11:36 left.
Yeah.
Giants pull this off, boy. Boy, the
Yeah.
Giants.
Dart and Scatterboo are going to be like,
Scatterboo. You talked about Scatterboo. Scatterboo ain't playing.
yeah, I know. Oh, intercepted. Oh, Giants are going all the way.
He
30,
probably will not
20
make
out
it.
of bounds. Oh,
No,
out of
man.
bounds.
Ain't no way I would have slowed down. Old school football, you don't slow down. You keep going.
Yeah, you keep going, making a statement.
All right, closing thoughts. Because we done covered everything this week already. What
Yeah,
happened? Camera.
basically,
What happened to my
just kind
camera?
of
Hold on.
what?
What happened to my camera?
My room. My room's a mess. I'm doing laundry.
No, what happened to my camera?
I don't know. Here, we'll just keep it old school. Boom.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What the hell happened to my camera? See, we got to go. Oh, hell no.
All
How
right.
you gonna cut me off and I'm hosting the broadcast? All right, I'm shutting this down.
Got it.
Appreciate everybody coming through. Appreciate everybody being here. List to Mate, Big Juice, Sunday Night Smoke Podcast, Captain Rehab. They ain't gonna rumble or shut me down. I'll just be Farley Nugent. Might be my device. My computer might be hot.
Bro.
Let me see what's going on. Yeah, I had too many screens on at once. That's my fault. Bro, we'll see how it goes. I should be good for the week. We'll see how tomorrow night goes. I might do my football broadcast tomorrow night instead of Sunday.
Copy that.
Weekend. I'm liable to go out of town. I got time. I've been in the house. I've been around y'all long enough, and y'all ain't paying enough attention to me like I'm paying attention to y'all. I'm on y'all's asses. Give it to them.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. And we're calling it a night. Have a good, safe, fun weekend. Good night from Texas and Georgia. We are out. Goodbye,
Appreciate
everybody.
y'all. I'll let y'all later. Peace.
Later.